Hey everyone, welcome back, and welcome if it's your first time. Just out the back here, on the dry land blocks. I fed sheep this morning, and I've touched on it in the past. We're having trouble with some of our rams getting back in with the ewes, the horny buggers. So I keep jumping fences. I've got a couple in particular that are repeat offenders, so I've actually got the tandem trailer on board with me with the crate on, and I'm gonna get them out. I've done it a couple of times now, just hunt them out with the ute. They sort of know they're not in the right spot, so they do abide by the rules, but once you go, they tend to play by their own rules. So anyway, so I've brought them out here. I'm actually going to take them home. We have, for whatever reason, whether it's the ewes come into season a bit at this time of year or what it is, but we have, you can nearly pencil it in the date on the calendar. We just have trouble with, might be a couple of rams that'll give trouble, and they'll want to jump fences and get back in with the ewes, which means they're doing what rams do, and you end up with lambs out of season, which becomes a headache later on. So I'm actually going to pull them out and take them home, and we've got a tennis court at home with a 10-foot fence around it, and I'm going to chuck them in there for a month or so, and there's food and water and that sort of stuff in there, but I know they won't get out of there. So yeah, this at the moment seems to be happening every second day, or I only got a couple of them out yesterday, and they're back in there again today, and they've jumped 2 fences to get in. So yeah, it starts to get a bit frustrating after a while. So anyway, we'll going to drop this trailer off. I'm just backing it into the ramp, and yeah, we'll get them in and get them loaded and get them home. So we have one of the culprits. There's only one in here today, but yeah, green tag. He's yeah, repeat offender. So we'll get him up to the yards and get him loaded and get him out of here, because it's wastes a lot of time, and yeah, buggers the job up with lambing and that sort of stuff. So it's easier to have them at home. We've got the others out here, and most of them are pretty well behaved, but you just need a couple of rat bags like you do with anything, and yeah, it can bugger the whole show up. So anyway, we'll get him loaded and get him out of here. Talk about an episode of The Great Escape. He's definitely a fence jumping model, this one. So got him in the yards, over 2 fences, out of the yards, through another fence. Anyway, I think he knew his number was up. Anyway, we'll take him home and put him in the tennis court, where unless he's got a pogo stick, he won't be able to get out of there. So yeah, anyway, fun and games. Morning. So running into the next day, obviously. We've established that Mr. Border Leicester Ram's not packing a pogo stick in his fleece. He stayed where he's supposed to overnight, just here in the little, well, we had some chooks and a bit of a veggie patch at one stage, so it actually wants eating out and cleaning up, so having him in there won't hurt anyway. Yeah, hopefully if his mates, he had a mate that was getting in with the ewes with him as well, so if yeah, just said Tony's just gone out the back to feed up. So I just sort of said to him, if he's in there, we'll catch him and bring him home too and stick him in there. Brendan's just up. The sun's really bright. Brendan's just up, starting to set up electric fence in some of the grazing wheat. We're going to mark some lambs this week, as I mentioned, and yeah, we'll put the ewes onto these crops. So there's just 40 hectares. He's just going to go up and split it in half, just to yeah, just help get a better even grazing on that paddock. I'm just heading over. I've got a black brute pipe here, heavy walled pipe. We bought a few of these a while back and just use them as channel crossings and that sort of stuff. But over on our dairy block, we've got a bit of a drain there that we drive through when we sneak through the neighbours, and it's it's all right in the ute, but tractors and that sort of stuff is not really ideal. So just going to take this over, and we've got the backhoe over there already, and yeah, I'm just going to put this in. We're going to starting to irrigate over there today. Yeah, just with the fine weather and it being dry, we've just made the decision to give it a go, and we'll just probably try and do 20 hectares to start with, and see what sort of response that we get and how quickly it runs over it. So we'll go over and get this in, and that'll just, yeah, it'll save a bit of mucking around and plowing through mud and that sort of stuff. And even later on, when we want to go over there with the boom spray for spraying, yeah, it'll be a lot safer. It was a bit sketchy previously when you with a full boom spray. So anyway, I'll head over there. All right, we've got this pipe into place. I've been on the phone for the last hour or 3/4 an hour. Anyway, that's why I forgot all about starting the GoPro. Anyway, that's all right. So basically, we'll be able to just drive, come straight down here and cross this little crossing before we're sort of going around there. And when we're irrigating, it gets quite boggy and wet there. So yeah, we'll just be able to come straight off the track here and cross here and in. So I'm just pinching. I've got a bit of the bank over here. If you've been watching on for a while, we've got some recycle channels over there that we're actually going to do away with to square this block up a bit. And yeah, so I've just been pinching the end off it and just carting it back here at a bucket full at a time. So it's not the quickest job in the world, but anyway, I might just set the time lapse up here, and we'll get this filled in. Haven't quite finished. Yeah, it's a bit of a slow process. Dragging dirt across there. I might actually bring the telehandler over. The bucket's a bit bigger on it, and it's probably a bit quicker now that I've sort of got the culvert itself in place. Yeah, so just going to go home now and just going to put a bit of pre-emergent chemical out just for the loosen we might get in, and so one of these paddocks will loosen. They're talking a bit of rain later on in the week, so it'd be good to get it in the ground. The other two smaller blocks, they're a bit light and fluffy. The dirt's quite loose, so it probably wants a shower of rain on it just to settle the ground down a bit. But anyway, if we can get half of it in now, yeah, it'd be perfect to get 10 mil of rain on it. But we are going to start irrigating over here today, so we'll just have to wait and see what the weather does later in the week. 10 mil's not going to hurt, but I think giving this a drink while we can will definitely be of benefit. So anyway, we'll keep getting sorted, and yeah, keep pushing along. The water's slowly on its way. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to let this channel probably soak overnight. We've got a bit of a high spot here. There's been a bit of I think we filled this in when we were pumping out of the recycle drain at one stage, so it probably needs to be dug out a little bit more. But yeah, what we're going to do is I'm just going to try and get a bit of water in this channel tonight, and just let the floor soak a bit. And yeah, there's quite a few cracks and that sort of stuff in here, so just so hopefully we don't have what happened the other day, where we actually had the side of the bottom of the channel blew out. Yeah, and because these outlets here they actually we haven't had water through them yet. I'll just walk up. There's one just here. Since we put them in, the channel's been here for a while, but actually the only time we've irrigated here, we actually just got the backhoe and dug out round there. But what Brendan did the other day is, you can see the silicon around there. he just got some, oh, it was a Sikaflex, and we've just did that, and yeah, just to seal up around the ends of the pipes. So so yeah, no, just gonna chuck a bit of water in here, and whether we half fill the channel this evening, it's what is it, about 2:45. Yeah, and then we'll go back. I'll switch it back over onto the other sections for tonight. Yeah, so the water's and start and water one of the other bays tonight. Anyway, it's trickling along alright, but we've just got the trailer on, which you may guess what that means. I'm just heading out to the other farm. Yeah, anyway, it's rolling along not too bad. Deja vu, you say? No, it's just the other dickhead's mate. Yeah, could have set me watch to it. I knew it was going to happen, so it was only a matter of time, but we'll take this bloke home too. Just cut him out of the ewes. Yeah, he's the other one that's been giving us trouble getting back to where he shouldn't be. Look at me like that. Anyway, we'll take him home and put him in the tennis court with his mate, and they can keep each other company for a few months. Yeah, anyway, it's they can drive you to drink livestock at times when they want to. Anyway, I just noticed before when I came around to check that water, and on my way around to pick up Mr. Shaggalot here, we've got water where we shouldn't have water. Now, if you've watched one of the earlier ones, we had this channel blowout just up there, and it looks like we've got another one here. You can sort of see the cracks in the channel. There's not actually a lot of pressure on this channel, so this one might have been here for a while, but yeah, you can see it's quite a nasty one there. So I've got the backhoe here. We can probably reach over from the other side, but given it's only, not long started, we might even, I've got some pile of white rock here that I might grab and try and drop in here. But yeah, the last time it blew out during the night, and I came around here early in the morning to check it, and yeah, it was dark, so I hadn't seen it, but it had been obviously running most of the night, and yeah, it had put a fair bit of water out, out in the paddock here, so we want to sort of plug that up as soon as we can. So this is a bit of an example where you can make a plan for the day, and then you have Mr. Shaggalot here gets in with his girlfriends again, and you got to get him out, and then you have a channel like this blow out, and yeah, the plans just go out the window all of a sudden. So anyway, we'll grab the backhoe and see if we can plug it up. Fingers crossed that does the trick. I sort of tried to pack it down. It was a bit hard to get footage of it while we were going, but yeah, it's just, it might be something. You can just see here the cracks in the bank, so I wouldn't be surprised if that doesn't happen again along here somewhere. It's just the pad here is built up quite a bit. Oh, not quite a bit, but there is a bit of a hollow here. When we built the channel pad, we've sort of brought dirt in, so there is a bit of a pad underneath it. So it's just, yeah, goes to show that we'll just have to keep an eye on it if we're going to keep irrigating into the future. But that'll yeah, I just sort of got a bit of a run up there and got the main mission was to get to the bank, so but yeah, it's quite solid underneath. Yeah, so anyway, we'll just we'll give that another hour or so, and I might just come back and check it before dark. So anyway, it's not the end of the world, but yeah, we'll get this silly ram home and get him in with his mate. Come on, get out. Out, get out. Hup. Out. Have fun in there with you, idiot mate. Hopefully that'll solve the problems for a while until their next adventure. Well, that's another one about done. Yeah, just been here with the telehandler. Yeah, just carted them. The bag on the back there, Tony does that just for putting when he's feeding out hay and that sort of stuff. He just gets a bag, zip ties it onto the pool and just to chuck the net wrap and stringing that in. So that's what that white bag is. Yeah, so just carted a bit more dirt over with it. It's a bit quicker, and just checked on the water. It seems to be doing what it's supposed to be doing. That channel I fixed up there before, it seems to be working all right. Yeah, so this will just make it a bit safer when if we ever come over here with a boom spray or a tractor. And look, if we've got recycled water that comes down here and runs into the sump, it'll yeah, it just means we're not ploughing through the water and the mud. So anyway, sun's just disappeared over the horizon. Yeah, thanks for watching. We might wind this one up, and yeah, well, bit happening this week. As I said, we'll mark a few lambs probably Wednesday, and yeah, just get organised for that tomorrow. Brendan's going at the moment, sowing the lucerne. I might go over and hop on the tractor for a couple of hours. I'll just see. If not, I can wait till tomorrow. But there's no panic. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching again, and keep subscribing. Thanks for the comments. Yeah, a bit of good feedback and a few tricks getting thrown around, which is good. So yeah, anyway, we'll catch you on the next one. Ta-da.